Hello, good evening. This is Ajit Jha, CEO of Power Pixar channel. And today in the Public Global, we want to focus on the Congress party. Um, just on Friday, there has been a major organizational revamp of the Congress party. Um, and the stamp on the revamp is very clear. It's basically done by Rahul Gandhi, maybe Priyanka Gandhi, and the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, because the new people that have been brought in key roles in key states, some of which are going to elections this year and next year. Um, those are people who are very, very close and trusted people of Rahul Gandhi. Let's start with the big name. The big name is, of course, uh, Bhupesh Baghel. Bhupesh Baghel, he is been the chief minister of Chhattisgarh in the past. So he's a very well-known political leader and a very astute leader. And so he has been made the general secretary of Punjab. And the second big change that has taken place is that Rajya Sabha MP Syed Nasir Hussain has been made the general secretary of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, both these states are going to polls later in 2027, for example, but looks like they have been appointed as general secretaries to do a couple of things. In Punjab, the big problem, it seems, was that there is a sort of major factionalism inside Congress party. If you remember in the past, Amarinder Singh was on one side, the leadership was changed, and then, newer leaders were brought, Chanini was brought, and then there were a lot of other factionalism inside the Congress. So the idea is that one needs to cement the entire sort of these kind of factionalism, and you need a senior leader who has a lot of experience, who has a lot of patience, and he should bring about a major reshuffle, because the AAP, now that it has lost Delhi assembly elections, is going to put all its eggs in one basket, namely Punjab. So in Punjab, we are going to see almost a massive conflict between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress Party, because Punjab, these are the two largest parties. The BJP, of course, will also try to revive its fortunes in Punjab. But the BJP and the Shiromani Akali Dal has been pushed into a third position, fourth position. So therefore, for Baghel, this is going to be a very serious challenge, and for the Congress party. How will they bring this about? In Jammu and Kashmir, of course, by bringing a new person, again, if you remember in the Jammu and Kashmir elections, Congress had not done well at all in Jammu, for example. It had done a disaster. It had fared disastrously. The reason that Omar Abdullah, who was in alliance with the Congress, came to power is precisely because of the great number of seats, the majority seats that National Conference was able to win. So therefore, again, another serious challenge for the Congress. And they have chosen a leader from outside, Kashmir this time. So that is important. So these are the two changes in General Secretary. Let's see who are the other people who have brought as in charge, not as General Secretaries, but simply changes in charge of each state. Rajni Patel has been made in charge of Himachal, B.K. Hari Prasad of Haryana, Harish Chaudhary of Madhya Pradesh, Girish Chorankar of Tamil Nadu, Ajay Kumar Lalu of Odisha, K. Raju in Jharkhand, Meenakshi Natarajan, the former environment minister under Dr. Manmohan Singh, she has been brought back as in charge of Telangana. And Saptagiri Shankar Ulaka of Manipur. In fact, you know, and the most important of all, according to me, in this case, Krishna Alavaru. Krishna Alavaru is from Karnataka. He was the All India Joint Secretary of the Indian National Congress, and he's a part of the core team of Rahul Gandhi, and he has been brought as in charge of Bihar. Now that is very interesting, bringing someone all the way, a young person, all the way from Karnataka to be in charge of Bihar. Now, why is that important? Because Bihar faces elections right after this year itself, in October, November. And again, that is going to be a major challenge for the Congress, because the NDA, along BJP, along with JDU and the smaller parties, seems to be in the pole position. After all, Nitish Kumar has been Chief Minister of Bihar for 20 years, despite some amount of anti-incumbency. Given the fact that JDU and BJP together constitute the major share of Bihar's electorate, so they have a big advantage. Opposed to that is, of course, RJD and the Congress, along with the left parties. But the Congress doesn't have a major presence in Bihar anymore, at least not in the assembly election. So the state will require a major revamp organizationally. Now, I could go, let me give you a little background of Krishna Alavaru. Krishna Alavaru had studied law at Georgetown. Before that, he had done a management degree, MBA from INSEAD. In fact, he had worked in prestigious firms like the Boston Consulting Group, even in KPMG. So he's a very market savvy person. He understands strategy. He's very, very close to Rahul Gandhi. He's also from Karnataka, and therefore I would argue he's also very close to the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge. So he has total backing of the top leadership, and he is in a major position to do a revamp. The problem is that the time, now he has been brought in February. We have barely about March, April, May, June, July, August, September, 7 to 8 months, and we have an election. Now, why did I say this is a major problem? Because there are two kinds of revamps that the Congress need to do, according to me. One is what I call an organizational revamp. The second is cementing the relation between the Congress and the India alliance partners. And I would argue third would be the electoral strategy. Now, in Bihar, in order to revamp the party organization and to make the party a big brand name back in Bihar, is going to be a long-term game. It cannot be done in a matter of 6 months. You need serious, a few years, whereby the Congress must go to Bihar and work with its electorate, with its supporters who have moved away either to the BJP or the JDU or to the RJD. But the moment you do that, as long as the Congress supporters, let's say upper castes who move to BJP, and if the Congress wants to bring them back, for that, the Congress party needs to go beyond simply focus on caste survey, simply focus on, the minorities, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, OBC. It needs to talk about the middle class. And in Bihar, in the last 20 years, a sizable middle class has developed because of the number of development programs that has been going on. So unless and until you sort of Congress also tries to experiment with trying to attract the young members of the middle class, some of them from the upper caste, it is going to be a very tough job, because remember, in the past, for example, in this massive populous belt of Mithilanchal and Simanchal, which constitutes North Bihar, between the Ganges and the Himalayas, the Congress used to be a dominant party. And what was its coalition? Its coalition was basically upper castes, scheduled castes, and the minorities. Now, the minorities and scheduled castes moved over to the RJD. So now, if you try to get back the minorities and the scheduled castes from your ally, which is the Rashtriya Janata Dal, then the Congress is going to face the same pressure that it faced in Delhi. Because in Delhi, AAP was supposed to be a member of the India Alliance. So this, it's a very difficult game when you try to cut and slice your own allies. Then there's going to be a new conflict, and that conflict has already emerged in Bengal, for example, where there is an election in 2026. We have not somehow seen that emerging in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, the other two states where, again, elections are going to be held in 2026. But we have certainly seen that in Bengal. We saw that in Delhi. In Bengal, Congress and Trinamool are almost at each other's throats. The Congress is trying to revive itself, but it is going to be a very difficult job, because you're not cutting the BJP vote bases, you're actually cutting your allies, potential allies' vote base. So this organizational reshuffle sounds like a good formula with new faces, but the moment you start the process, it ends up leading to conflicts, especially during assembly election, because in assembly elections, as we have seen, the alliances don't hold as well as it did, let's say, in 2024 Lok Sabha elections. In 2024 Lok Sabha elections, the alliances held. As a result, the Congress moved up from, let's say, around 50 seats to 99 seats, almost doubling its numbers. But part of the reason was that they were not beating BJP largely in a single contest between BJP and versus Congress, but they were gaining as a result from alliances. For example, in Uttar Pradesh, Congress gained there greatly because of its alliance with Samajwadi Party. In Rajasthan, one could say the Congress gained in direct fights to some extent. But again, in Maharashtra, where the Congress, where the India Alliance did very well in 2024 Lok Sabha, Congress gained as a result of alliances. So this is a difficult. That's why I pointed out that there is a very sharp distinction between Congress's organizational revamp, Congress's sort of cementing of Congress and India Alliance partners and building sort of bridges there, bridges which would lead to sort of a fair distribution of seats, which would benefit both party, and more important, would lead to transfer of votes. That is key to building alliances. If you think of Bihar, since we have been discussing, in 2015 assembly election, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar had switched sides. He had left the NDA for the first time and come over and joined the RJD, and everyone thought that this alliance won't hold because the transfer of votes would not take place. People had pointed out that the RJD's main voter base is that of Yadavs and Muslims, whereas Nitish Kumar's is that of other OBCs, and they don't see eye to eye. But the alliance worked beautifully on the ground because they kind of united over this kind of narrative of Bihari brotherhood versus Bahari. You know, the BJP was considered Bahari then, and the RJD-JDU alliance worked wonderfully, and they swept the state. Now, in 2020, after 5 years, by the time Nitish Kumar was back in the NDA, and we saw it just turned around the other side, and the JDU-BJP alliance worked wonderfully on the ground, including transfer of votes, and the RJD Congress alliance did very badly. So this is very important. How do you ensure that your allies trust you at the ground level, not only the top leadership? Just because Lalu Prasad Yadav gets along with Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, or Rahul Gandhi gets along with Tejashwi Yadav, that may not transfer to the ground. So for that, you need to build trust. And that is something which of late, since the drubbings of Congress and India alliance in Haryana, in Maharashtra. Um, they won Jharkhand, fortunately, because there somehow the Congress JMM alliance worked rather well. But that was again thanks to Jharkhand chief minister, who did a sort of brilliant campaign there on the ground. So the point I'm trying to make here is there has to be, this should be the formula of the Congress revamp, a long term organizational revamp. So don't aim for those states which are going to elections. Aim for those states which will be going to elections, let's say 2 years, 3 years later. So the Kashmir appointment or even Bhupesh Baghel in Punjab is aimed at that, a long-term Congress sort of revamp, because in Punjab the elections are due only in 2027. Um, but a short-term revamp is more an electoral arrangement, working out the seats, votes, working out the booth level management. All that will require very deft strategy and tactics between the Congress and its allies. Now, in that, if Congress sticks to a big brother attitude, then they will face what happened in Haryana, because the Congress and AAP could not come to an alliance. The AAP was barely asking for half a dozen seats. But Bhupender Hooda did not agree, and the Congress lost Haryana. The same thing happened in Delhi, because over there, the AAP leadership did not agree to sort of having an alliance with the Congress, and we saw the AAP got wiped off. So this is a fear that unless and until you work out an electoral arrangement where the ally feels satisfied and the transfer of vote is worked out and booth level management is done, because the BJP and JDU are excellent in Bihar, for example, at booth level management. Otherwise, this whole revival could turn out to be completely bounce back. And this is going to be a major problem in West Bengal. Why? Because, as I said, Mamta and Congress are at loggerheads with each other on each and every issue. Even in Parliament, Mamta Trinamool has not been allying with the Congress party. So there, if there is a potential of an alliance, it has to be worked out very, very carefully on the ground. The Congress has an easier job in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, because somehow the friendship between Mr. Stalin and Rahul Gandhi is so strong, and the DMK is so well entrenched, although it will face a fierce anti-incumbency in 2026. Yet, it seems it looks more hopeful. In Kerala, Congress and left are the major sort of enemies of each other, rivals. And we have seen that the BJP is marginalized, but the BJP is trying to organizationally revamp itself in Kerala in a serious way. So we will see as the elections come what will be the effects. But the important mantra is to remember the distinction between Congress's own revamp, long term, holding elections at the PCC level, DCC level, Pradesh Congress Committee, district Congress committees, down to the villages, and working out a formula whereby you are able to attract voters from all around. In fact, in that, I think the Congress should try and learn the lesson from the BJP. The Sabka Saath, Sabka Biswas, Sabka Vikas is a better formula than simply harping on caste surveys. Caste surveys are very important, but caste surveys should help, and caste reservations, that should help the Congress build up its bases among the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, maybe even OBCs and minorities. But it should not lead to a direct fight with its allies, because at this moment the Congress is not strong enough to stand on its own feet in states which are going to polls in 2020, this year 2025, and maybe in 2026. So I'll end here. This is a subject which I'll keep coming back to. A revamp is a wonderful idea, but how will you carry on the revamp? And if you can demarcate the differences between an organizational revamp, alliance building, and an electoral revamp, that will help the party in the long run. Thank you very much.